So we are going live in next 5 seconds and we'll begin the program dot on time at 5.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Akriti Dawn. Me and my co-host Supriya will be the host for this evening. Hi, Supriya. Are you there with me?
Hi, Akriti. The wait is finally over, and I'm so excited to see this finally happening today.
Right. So we are in the second day of Esperanza 2.0. And I hope you all will enjoy our event. And let me assure you that you have made a very right decision in choosing to be a part of Esperanza 2.0. But let me give you a brief introduction about what Esperanza is. Esperanza is a hope. It unleashes talent and unites young Indians to cherish their desire and dreams with anticipation. Esperanza is to want something to make it happen. Esperanza is a belief in fulfillment. Esperanza is not just an event, it's a feeling. So it was initiated by Inspiria TV along with Inspiria Knowledge Campus with the media partner Himalayan Network. So this event was initiated for a noble cause to raise funds to help fight the devastating the second wave of COVID-19. So Esperanza welcomes you to do what you love, and it believes that there is always strength in togetherness. So, okay, my partner, let's begin the show.
Yes, sure, Akriti. But before we begin with this, let's add a bliss in the moment. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Inspiria TV celebrates its third year anniversary, and we're really glad to be a part of this amazing platform that has given us so much to endure. And yes, that wouldn't be possible without the idea of a mind who is so passionate about encouraging students and always pushing them forward for the best. The managing trustee of Inspiria Knowledge Campus, Mr. Atul Gupta, along with the head of operation, Mr. Rahul Gupta, and our principal, Mr. Indrajit Chatterjee. On behalf of the entire team, we will bow our gratification from the bottom of our heart. Thank you all for always supporting and encouraging us. So, Rahul sir, are you there with us? Rahul sir is not there with us.
I think he's not there with us. So, okay. Yeah.
So moving on, our principal, Mr. Indrajit Chatterjee. Are you there with us, sir? Hi, sir. We're really glad to have you here. Can you share your experience about day first of Esperanza 2.0?
Good evening, everyone. I welcome the second day of the respected judges, join India student college, and ladies and gentlemen, those who are present today in this program. Yesterday, a good number of people have joined with us, very senior level with us. We have expanded a lot. I'm also quite happy to see people from also connected with our college. This is good for the college, good for the student, good for the community itself. And as also still I feel as a college always come to the college, and probably everything we hopefully will be over by now. I think 1.5 months things will back. This is our season for the exam time season also. But still we always encourage. We do the program of physiology, learning, meeting people. This level, connecting to the people on that level, and you always has to be contemporary what is happening as. So I'll not take too much of time with you also, and my all the best for all the friends also, best for my program also, and best with all of you, all the students from this Inspiria TV, giving the part of the mass communication group. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate your presence with us.
Now, thank you so much. So, well, Supriya, have you ever played a riddle?
Yes, Akriti, it's so much fun, right?
Yes. So, would you like to answer one?
Okay, you're challenging me, huh? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, a kind, patient, and ethical leader who helps people to explore their creativity by inspiring and keeping them motivated.
Well, oh my God, this is tougher than I thought. Why not ask someone else? Because I actually don't like riddles, you know?
Okay, so I see Mandira here. Okay, she is a team member. So Mandira, can you hear me?
Maria, hi.
Hi,
Okay, how are you?
everyone. I'm
Okay,
good.
good evening. Okay, so would you like to answer one?
Can you repeat again, Dee?
Okay, a kind, patient, and ethical leader who helps explore their creativity by inspiring and keeping them motivated.
Hmm, I think it's Rasmi Dee, right?
Okay, yes, it's none other than
Wow.
our VP Inspiria TV, Miss Rashmi Singh. Can you please share your screen with us?
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes, Shashmi, you are.
Thank you so much, Akriti, for that introduction.
You're
And
welcome.
I hope so that everyone is doing well now. And I feel so great to be part of Esperanza 2 again, since it was like yesterday in the year 2020, we conducted Esperanza 1, and it was such a great success. And now again, after a year, we are conducting Esperanza 2. And yesterday it was day 1, which was also a great success. And today we have day 2 with lots of exciting events going to happen today. So I personally want to welcome all the judges and speakers. Thank you so much for taking out your precious time and becoming a part of Esperanza. Our students are very, they are very lucky to have you all and listen to you and listen to all the experiences you're going to share, which will benefit them for choosing the right path in which field they want to work. And what else? Esperanza means hope. Hope is the essence of life, and never ever let that essence die. Hope is the only thing that will take you forward by telling you that tomorrow will be better than today. So I really want to thank all the judges and speakers coming today. And I also want to wish all the participants best of luck. It doesn't matter if you win or not, but taking part in Esperanza is like you are becoming a hope and you are spreading that hope around. So thank you so much for coming and participating in Esperanza. I will just say this, and over to you, Akriti and Supriya.
Okay,
Well,
thank you so much,
Rashmi.
Rashmi. And now, as you talked about the third year program, right? So can I please request the tech master to share the video, to show the creativity and the journey of Esperanza and Inspiria TV as well. Thank you so much. And now I think we have to move forward with the event. And I would again request the tech master to share the jingle for the event that is going to be covered in Esperanza 2.0.
Spread hope with talent, true student life, Inspiria Fest, Esperanza 2.0.
Okay, guys, the jingle has created so much excitement and hope in us. I'm sure after this, you must be really excited to know what the entire event may carry. Our judges have already woven the excitement, so let's start with this itself. Let us ask our judges to express their feeling about Esperanza 2.0 in one sentence. Starting with you, Gauri, ma'am.
A big congratulations to all of you. Since it's one line, I'll only use one line. It's a great initiative especially during the pandemic. and that you're trying for a very larger cause. And that is the tagline and the beauty of this event. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. We're really glad to have you. Nand Gopal, sir, would you like to go?
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful initiative, especially coming from young people like you, who are our future.
Anirban, sir?
I think Esperanza, when it began last year, I was super excited to be a part of it, and your obviously intention was very noble, and I'm glad that it has had a second edition. And here's to many, 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 many more editions of Esperanza, but minus the COVID. We can always find some new issues and new causes to fight for. But enough of COVID. हो गया बस और नहीं हो जेल पा रहा हूँ मैं.
Yes, sir, obviously.
I
Okay,
would just
sir.
add here,
Yeah.
amen, after what you have said, Anirban sir.
Tirtha Das Gupta, sir, would you like to go? Sir,
Audio.
Sir, you're on mute.
Sorry, I was on mute. What I wanted to say is there are a lot of events with multifaceted activities. Well, it's an experience. This is the first time I'm here with you people. And maybe so far my field is concerned, in your Esperanza 3.0, before you're planning something related to my area, I would like to contribute before you start the event, because there are a lot of things that I would like to suggest to improve upon photography part, which has happened this year. Next year it should be much better. So for that I can give you all the guidance and help you people on the issue.
Thank you so much, sir. That is going to be really helpful. Thank you. Debojyoti, sir, you?
Yeah, hello everyone. First of all, thank you very much. First time I part of it. So it is very inspiring to me also, because I am also stuck in my home and I cannot connect with my students. So thank you very much for welcoming me. Thank you very much.
Miss Lydia, are you there with us?
Miss Lydia with us?
I think she'll join us in a while.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
So we are so much pleased to have you all here. And now, Akriti, can we have you introduce the first speaker of the event?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, moving on, we have the first speaker of the event, Mr. Nandgopal Rajan, the Chief Editor for the Indian Express Digital. A warm welcome to you, sir, in Esperanza 2.0. Can you please share us the job opportunities in the news channel?
Hi, thank you. Job opportunity, sorry, that was a bit of googly. So, okay. Yeah, if I'm supposed to talk about job opportunities, then yes, okay. So these are tough times. Let's start with that. Media industry is going through unprecedented, crisis, especially in the print side, because for the past about 15 months, there has not been newspapers don't have their full delivery possible, right? Like, even now, because any part of India, you still have small lockdowns, micro containment zones, which means the newspaper cannot be delivered everywhere all the time. So that's impacted newspapers in a big way. Newspapers are coming back. The positive side of that has been that, this has been the best, or I know maybe I should not use the word best, but that readership has transferred online. We all knew this would happen. So COVID has sort of expedited this, and it's not just for newspapers and news media, as you would see even for cinema, for instance, right? You don't go to a cinema theater anymore. You watch it on Netflix or Amazon or wherever you watch your stuff, but it's all gone online. A lot of our stuff has gone online. What we don't know is that when the pandemic subsides, as Mr. Anirban said, as soon as possible, we don't know whether things will go back to normal or will go back to what it was before. It will go back. To what degree, we are not sure, right? So that is where this is going to be really interesting. Which means when we exit from the pandemic, it will be a changed world, right? We have already changed quite a lot, and you would see, I went out yesterday. I had to meet somebody, but being in a cafe with just 10 people in a cafe which has a seating capacity of 50, I have started feeling uncomfortable, right? You're not really feeling okay with people around you. So we don't know what our future is. It's had an impact on us in many ways. Of course, our work and culture has been impacted, all of that. So so the job opportunities will also depend a lot on that. So we don't know exactly how it's going to open up. We have some openings happening in digital. Print is still not hiring. Print is in a bad shape across the country, maybe across the world, and is not really hiring because it does not know how the future is going to be. So people are in a little bit of a defensive position right now. So openings will come up. You have to keep looking forward, be optimistic. Couple of things that I want to talk about in that sense is that start becoming very fluid. I had interviews with a lot of journalism students in the past couple of weeks. See, a lot of them come bracketed with their their CVs say print journalist, right? Their CVs say digital journalist. Their CVs say broadcast journalist, radio journalist. I think that time is over. It went over about 3-4 years back. The pandemic has sort of expedited that thing also. You are a journalist, okay? Don't be too bothered about which container your journalism will go in. We are too bothered about the container and not about the journalism. And that has started showing an impact on the quality of journalism itself, right? You are just bothered about being on TV, but not about what you say. So start focusing on your journalism, start improving that, right? So that is very important, I think, going forward. Also, I think in between, almost every day right now, given the situation that we are in, it might make sense to just see what journalism is. Right? Just go to the basic definition of journalism, of reporting. You're supposed to report. You're not here to give an opinion. You're not here to tell people what to do. That is not your job. That has been muddled so much that people think your job is to opine, to tell the world, to pass judgment. No, you are here to report. You see something and you say, I saw this, without color, without prejudice. That has gone out to a large extent. Please bring that back if you start your job, at whatever point you start your jobs. You're not here to give opinion to people. You ask questions because people have a right to know. And you want to tell them the truth. Not because you are a journalist and you have the right to ask the question. Right? So please keep that in mind. And I think that will be very important for your future. I think it will be easier for me to talk if you have questions, specific questions, and I'm happy to take that.
I think you have correctly said that in these days, people are really biased about what they speak, and especially in journalism field. And thank you so much, sir. That will really help us. I think everybody will be, it will be benefited for everybody among us. So, and yeah, thank you for sharing your opinions and thank you for sharing your
Akriti, I
experience.
have a question here, actually, sir. Like it's with respect to my students. Nandgopal sir, like how would you advise a teacher to train the students at seeing the present scenario? Like I am a teacher. I teach them, and I would want to know like what are the points that we as a teacher should keep in mind while we are training them for the industry.
Okay, so so I also passed out of a journalism school 21 years ago, right? And at that time, one of the biggest journalism schools in the country, which was Indian Institute of Mass Communication, right? Every year, a lot of kids come. We also hire campus placement, all of that. Let me tell you that your learning actually starts the day you start working, right? Your journalism degree is pretty much like a passport. It is to say that, okay, I have a journalism degree, which means I don't need to be told the basics, right? That is why, how it works. Your learning actually starts on the job. Because journalism is to be taught on the job. See, I have also learned, in those days we used to learn from the IGNO syllabus, hypodermic
Needle theory.
needle theory. What? I have never used it in my life, right? I learned editing on paper with editing symbols and all of that. In 2000, my first job, we are already digital, right? So there is a lag in what you will teach. And that, I think, is what you will have to be very, you have to struggle to get ahead of the news, as in ahead of the news, room situation. You need to, maybe start looking at what are the technologies these people will need, what are the learnings these people will need, and then start passing that into the curriculum. And so at the time I took the campus interview, and 12 of us got picked primarily because we knew Quark Express, which was the page making software those days. And Quark Express is no longer in vogue. Newspapers like Indian Express still use it, but it is not a software that is for the future. It's a software of the past, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sure a lot of journalism schools still teach you Quark Express.
No, I think
Maybe.
the syllabus has been revised now.
Yeah.
So what I actually want to ask are like how we run something like Inspiria TV, like this. So it's a student media which they run as a student team. So they work like budding professionals, and they run the whole show. So you'll see newsmakers, you will see bloggers, you will see people those who are writing, making the graphics, the graphic team separately. There's a PR team separately. So like I just wanted few advice in which how we can make things even more smoother when it comes to the practical advancement, so that when they go out for placement or campusing, they face less of challenges. Like we are right now teaching them all the advanced softwares. Like we are teaching them Adobe, the entire Adobe. They are learning how to write technical content writing as well. They are learning the filmmaking skills as well. Now, like it's a 50% practical and 50% theory based syllabus that we are actually practicing at the moment. But still, is there anything that is required that we need to inculcate in the attitude and approach of a student, that the students that you see are coming into the industry right now, because of which they face a lot of rejection? Is it the time management, or the attitude of 9 to 5, or something like that, which we need to inculcate to bridge the gap between the academia and the industry in the students?
There is no 9 to 5 in journalism.
That is what
Right?
that has been told to all the students.
Yeah. There is no
Anyone.
9 to 5 in journalism. If you want a job, don't become a journalist.
Right.
Journalism, I'll tell you, I come from a family of journalists. My grandfather was a very senior journalist, many years ago, as soon as India got independent. See, those days, journalists had no money, right? There was absolutely no money in this profession. And people were journalists because they had a passion. They wanted to do something. They wanted to change the world. They want to make an impact, right? Now what has happened, money has come in. So a lot of people who are here just because it's like any other job. There is no passion towards the profession, right? So I think having passion towards the profession is very, very important, right? The one thing which I don't know how you will be able to do it in a campus situation is to put in pressure, right?
Okay.
Pressure is something which students coming out of campuses often can't take, right? But media everywhere, whatever medium you take, is very high pressure.
Right.
And people who usually go up in their careers and go up very fast are people who perform well under pressure. Not just take pressure, but perform well under pressure. There are a lot of people who perform well. There are a lot of people who take pressure. But the guys who go up are people who perform well under pressure. So that is very important. So don't, understand what is pressure, understand what is the pressure of a deadline, multiple deadlines. Now I'm working in a digital media industry. Every minute is a deadline, right? When you pay, you work in a newspaper, you have maybe 3 or 4 deadlines in a day, depending on the editions. If I worked in a monthly magazine also, like every month you have one deadline, and that's the, so you should be able to, you should be flexible to adjust to any kind of deadline. This story needs to go now, this story needs to go in the evening, this story needs to go end of the week. How do you adjust yourself to multiple deadlines and take that pressure and perform very well in that pressure is what is very important. I don't know, I really can't suggest how you can teach that, like, but yeah, but in IMC 20 years ago, we used to have these reporter journals. We used to bring out this 8-page, newspapers, which we had to lay out, to edit everything. Then we would got, we'll get a call at 6 p.m. saying that you have to submit it today at 12. Right? In those days we used to curse the HOD, but now we know why he used to do it. So pressure is something that, I think you have to transfer. You have to tell the students how to take pressure.
I think I have been applying that pressure already, but I have to be more serious with that pressure. I think the students will agree. They curse me already, so that's okay.
That's a part of the teacher's job, right?
That is a part of the teacher's job. I always tell them, if you hate me for 3 years, I'll be the most happiest teacher. After that, you can love me how much ever you want.
After that, you become a Facebook post, so that's fine. Every year they will remember you, na? Happy birthday, teacher.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. This is really enlightening, and I really learned these points, and I'll definitely apply them for our students. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time. Yes,
Steffi, just going off from what Nandgopal was saying.
Yes,
one idea was that what happens if you assign your different departments a task every week? Like when I joined Television 18, we used to have a show called the Amul India Show, which was a weekly magazine format. And the magazine format it had everything. So it had newsmakers, which was 1-minute stories of say 5 things. It had a feature story. It had a fashion story. It had a film story. And all of that comprised of 24 minutes. What happens if you assign your, say, media team to come up with a weekly video magazine talking about the different things? It could be developments in campus, achievements by alumni, events that are going on. And then you can probably add it to the grading system. And similarly to the journalism students as well, to build the pressure so that they start getting used to the work culture. And Nandgopal is absolutely right. When one enters, fresh off the boat into a company, whether it's a production house like me or Nandgopal as came out of IIMC, I'm from Jamia. In Jamia, we were taught to be idealistic, Fellini and Ray and Kurosawa and Antonioni and Tarkovsky, and then we suddenly come to Govinda, Jitendra, Amitabh Bachchan, Rajesh Khanna, and we are supposed to cover, Bollywood dance events and this and that, and then sort of it's a sort of a shock to the system. One has to, protecting one's ideals and all of that is one thing. But one has to also gear up for the market. At the end of the day, we have to be market ready. So that is, I think one of the things that you can look at whipping their behinds and getting them to work and creating pressure.
Right. So
they'll only hate you more, but they'll still wish you Happy Teachers Day on Facebook, like Nandgopal said.
No, sir, that's okay. That's the duty of a teacher, and I think we should do it diligently and honestly. That's all we can. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Anirban sir. Point noted. I'll definitely put that all up there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Over to the MCs. Take it up.
Hi, sir. So the live comments are flooded with the comments. So there's one question which says, when there is a resource scarcity, how should students start on their own?
Resource scarcity as in where exactly? Like it's a little bit of a...
Okay, the resource scarcity, it says like Just a moment.
So resources
I get it, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, what
Yeah.
they're meaning is something like if they want to be a video editor or something, so they do not have a computer at home or a laptop at home, the software licenses which are available, and right now they are studying online. So
Yeah.
how do you cope up with that? I think that's the question. That's the
Okay.
question, I believe.
So always understand resources will always be scarce, right? And that is why, we study economics, right? Economics is the study of choice, because there is always a gap between demand and supply, right? So there will always be scarce. Even if you work in the best news organizations or best media organizations in the country, in the world, what you want is not what you will get, right? So always be, so that ability to adjust. You can't say ki, I will work only if I get Adobe suit, right? Because a lot of media organizations cannot afford it, especially in India. They can't afford it, right? I can tell you very frankly. So figure out. I'll work with this. What are the other options, right? Are there free software out there for pretty much everything? You can now do it free. You can do it even on your mobile. So all of those things you need to know. And resources, again, everything will be scarce, right? You will want to go to Ladakh to shoot, but there will be no money, there will be no budget. What is your plan B? So always have a plan B and a plan C, and so I know a lot of people who come up with plan B and plan C, but they don't know when to switch. They're still stuck in plan A, right? There is always has to be a threshold. So, and it happens every day, even when you are like, I'm telling you from, recent conversations with my colleagues, that where is your story? Your story has not come in because I'm waiting for some guy in the US to reply to me. How long have you been waiting? 2 weeks. No, it's not done. You don't wait for 2 weeks. You know when you have to stop waiting, right? So that is very important. So always resources will be scarce. You will not get a job where resources will be what you want it to be. Now, there is one possibility of getting that, especially now, is to get into the gig economy, where you be your own master. Start your own YouTube, make your own money, and then figure out what you want to buy, which camera you want to buy, which software you want to buy. That is up to you. But that's not an easy thing to do, right? Even my son wants to be a YouTube star, so he's 9 years old.
I think one of the things that in the real world one needs to get used to is 3 words. Budget nahi hai. That is there for everything. I was acting in a Bollywood film with one of the biggest stars, and the casting director called me up and said, "Do you want to do the role?" So I said yes and no. I mean, I would love to be part of the film, and they said, "Lekin budget nahi hai." I was like, "Dude, you're paying this guy so much, and you're telling me budget nahi hai." नहीं सर, आप समझा कीजिए सर, अभी लास्ट मोमेंट पे लास्ट दिन शूट है, ये है वो. So you'll have to, the reality is budget नहीं है. What is your plan B and C?
Exactly, sir. I think this is the best solution for this question. And also there's one more question, as we are taking only 2 top questions. So there is a difference in print and new media. So what should one start with as a fresher?
Again, this is what I was talking about earlier. Don't get fixated on the medium, right? So the basic difference between print and new media, I worked in both. Print is in the today business, but it publishes tomorrow what we knew yesterday, right? Now take a minute to say, let that sink in. So it is in the today business, but it every day publishes yesterday's news, right? Digital is in the now business, right? So I think journalism, and I use this word a lot these days, to even while talking to my team, journalism now is about being relevant. You stay relevant to the time. You stay relevant to your audience. You stay relevant to the topic. It is not as easy as it sounds, but it's all about relevance, and that is what you should all work to be.
Thank you, sir. I think that this is really helpful for everybody of us. So, Supriya, we do have something for Nangopal, sir, right?
Yes, Akriti, of course, we do. We truly believe that the audience, the participants, and in fact, all of us have benefited and have got some takeaways from what was stated, sir. And we would like to thank you so much for addressing us. And we have a certificate for you as a token of appreciation. I would request the tech master to kindly share the certificate with us.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much, sir. And it was lovely on your part to have you with for Esperanza 2.0. And yes, sir, we truly believe that your insights will be really helpful for all the participants, the audience, and everyone present out here, and especially the students as well. And it was great having you on board with us for Esperanza 2.0. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, Supriya, I think we need some drama here. Don't you think so?
Of course, we need some drama here.
So do you like mimicry?
Yes, who doesn't?
So how many of you love watching those mimicry artists performing on your favorite actors or idols? Doesn't it make all of us laugh our hearts out? We have someone joining us today to entertain you and bring a smile on your face. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting you the very own mimicry artist of Inspiria Knowledge Campus, talented person who have never failed to keep us in awe with this never-ending jokes and mimicries in any event. So let me call upon Mr. Aniket Sharma for the same. Hi,
Hello,
Aniket.
everyone.
Hi,
Hello.
the screen is all yours. Go on.
So, hello, everyone. This is Aniket Sharma from Inspiria Knowledge Campus. So, today basically, चलो कुछ हिंदी में करते हैं. So, आज इस स्पेशल इवेंट को और स्पेशल बनाने के लिए हमारे साथ कुछ बॉलीवुड एक्टर्स हैं जो इस इवेंट के बारे में कुछ कहना चाहते हैं. तो आइए शुरू करते हैं. सबसे पहले शुरू करते हैं नवाजुद्दीन सिद्दीकी साहब से. सलाम सभी को. माँ कसम अपन को पहचाना नहीं, अपन नवाजुद्दीन सिद्दीकी बोलेगा. बाप का, दादा का, भाई का वो वाला नवाज बोलेगा. बोले तो ये इवेंट जो है ना एकदम मस्त इवेंट है कि माँ का कितना मजा आएगा कल. पिक्चर में अपन 15 मिनट तक अपना सांस रोकता है, लेकिन इधर 2 सेकंड में उनका सांस निकल गया. सबका टैलेंट देखे, समझा. बोले तो एकदम मस्त तरीके से एंजॉय करने का, और ये इवेंट जो है ना एकदम मस्त तरीके से मनाने का चलता है भाई लोग. नेक्स्ट नाना पाटेकर सर. क्या है एस्पेरांजा इवेंट है तो क्या है एस्पेरांजा है टैलेंट का भंडार. यहाँ पे टैलेंट दिखाए जाते हैं. भगवान का दिया सब कुछ है, दौलत है, शौहरत है, कुछ इज्जत है, लेकिन आज इतना बड़ा इवेंट का हिस्सा होने को मिला. और क्या चाहिए जिंदगी में. बहुत मजा आया, बहुत मजा चलता है. सो नेक्स्ट हमारे बच्चन साहब को भी कुछ कहना है. अरे भैया देखा हाय ये जो है मैं जो है यहाँ से निकल जाता था तो मैंने सोचा कि जरा एस्पेरांजा में ओके भाई साहब क्या जो है इवेंट जो है एकदम मजेदार है. भाई साहब हमको जो है अगर थोड़ी सी जल्दी पता होता है तो हम अभिषेक को भी हिस्सा लेने के लिए बोल देते. हाँ भैया, लेकिन कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन आप जो है इस इवेंट को अच्छी तरह से एंजॉय कीजिए. भाई साहब देखे जो ये इवेंट में खुश रहिएगा. चलते हैं. नेक्स्ट जो है ये हमारे एक बड़ा महाकलाकार है. सो शायद मैं इसका इंट्रोड्यूस नहीं करूंगा, आप लोग खुद ही समझ जाएंगे. मेरी गर्दन देख के आपने अंदाज लगाई होगा कि मैं कौन हूं. अगर अंदाज नहीं लगाया तो मैं और एक हिंट दे देता हूँ. बादशाह रंगों में जुदा जुदाई बेमल. अरे अजय साहब, आप स्क्रिप्ट से थोड़े बाहर जा रहे हैं. एक्चुअली ये आपको इवेंट के बारे में कुछ कहना है, लेकिन प्रमोशन नहीं करना है. सो प्लीज माफ कर दीजिए, शायद फ्लो में निकल गया. तो आज मैं ये बताने आया हूँ ये इवेंट बहुत अच्छा है, मुझे बहुत मजा आ रहा है. उम्मीद है आपको भी मजा आएगा. मैं ज्यादा नहीं बोलूंगा क्योंकि लॉकडाउन चल रहा है और काजल घर पे बैठी है. काजल मुझे कई सारे काम दे के रखी है तो मैं थोड़ी सी बिजी हूँ. तो उम्मीद है आप सब एंजॉय करेंगे, चलते हैं। तो दूसरा है संजू बाबा। ए भाई लोग, अरे क्या मस्त इवेंट है रे, बहुत मजा आया रे। ए सर्किट तू भी आना रे, अरे देख रे कितना बड़ा इवेंट कर रहा है। वैसे ये इवेंट का नाम इस्परांजा, अरे क्या है रे, अरे कुछ भी होना रे, लेकिन ये इवेंट जो है ना, बहुत मजेदार है, समझा क्या? एंजॉय करने का और एकदम खुला खुला मनाने का, समझा? तो बढ़ते हैं अगला एक्टर की तरफ, जो है फरहान अख्तर साहब। हाय गाइस, फरहान हियर। या दिनों में तुम अपनी बेताबियां लेके चल रहे हो तो जिंदा हो, तो दिस इवेंट इज रियली गुड या। सो अगर ये इवेंट में आप पार्ट ले रहे हो तो इट विल हेल्प यू अ लॉट, बिलीव इट और नॉट। अगर अपना टैलेंट आप इतने सारे जजेस को दिखा रहे हो तो ट्रस्ट मी, बिलीव इट और नॉट, इट विल हेल्प यू अ लॉट। या दिस नाइट इज रियली गुड या। तो अगर हमारे अगले कलाकार है जो है रणबीर कपूर साहब, तो उसको कुछ कहना है। हाय गाइस, ये रणबीर है। आप सभी ने मुझे बुलाया, इतने सारे प्यार दिया। दिस नाइट इज रियली ऑसम या, दिस नाइट इज रियली गुड या। तो मुझे बहुत मजा आया और उम्मीद है आप सभी को भी बहुत मजा आएगा। थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू सो मच। सो थैंक यू वेरी मच, दैट्स ऑल। आई होप यू एंजॉयड इट। सो आगे भी एंजॉय करते रहिए। थैंक यू सो मच।
Wow, Aniket, dude, how do you do that? I must say you are a very talented person. Thank you so much for entertaining us.
Correct, Aniket. See, the chat section is flooded with the comments, all positive comments. So yeah, if we talk about acting, so I'm sure that everybody has watched the show Southern India, right? Which deals with real life crime stories of murder, kidnapping, domestic violence, and fraud. So let's meet the producer of Southern India, who is also the author of Deadly Dozen, stand-up comedian at EBC comedy show, Mr. Anirban Bhattacharya, sir. So welcome, sir, in Esperanza 2.0. So did you like the mimicry presented by the talented Aniket Sharma?
Superb, superb. It was very good. Very good. With practice, he's going to get better and better and better. And he can expand his repertoire to cover many more.
Thank you so much, sir.
God bless Aniket. God bless.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Can we have the question and answer shoot for Mr. Anirban Bhattacharya, sir? In the comment section, please.
Hi, Akriti, interrupting. Okay, there's a question in the live that's going on. I'd like to address for the same on behalf of the live that's going on Facebook. So there's a question from some of our audience, and the first question is like, "Sir, I am very much interested into stand-up comedy, but could you please suggest on to the right way how we can explore more of this field?"
Okay, so I was supposed to talk about stand-up comedy and stand-up comedians. So I'll just do that now itself, so that a lot of the questions are answered, if that's okay with the hosts and the team.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So one of the first things that a stand-up comedian faces is fear, right? The fear to perform. That is the biggest hurdle that one faces, and a lot of good comedians, a lot of good performers don't go up on stage thinking ki, "Yeah, I'm going to be really bad." The thing is, you will never know how good you are or how bad you are till you hit the stage. You have to do that. If you want to be a writer, you have to write. If you want to be an Olympian swimmer, you have to swim. It's as simple as that. So for a stand-up comedian, he or she has to go up on stage and perform. So that is the biggest hurdle that mentally one has to get over, which is to overcome fear. Now, the next one is, I want to be a stand-up comedian, but I don't know what I'm going to talk about, right? my friends think I'm very funny and all of that, but what will I talk about? Now, as a stand-up comedian, my one of the golden rules is to go back to things that are familiar to you, right? Don't make up stories, especially when you are performing in your early days. The material is all there in your own life. So take all of that, revisit your history, and then build your set around it. Set is as in script. We call it a set, right? Set of 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and so on and so forth. What happens is when you start telling your own life stories, it makes you real, it makes you believable, and it also makes you confident. Because you know आपके साथ क्या हुआ है. मम्मी ने ऐसा बोली थी उसने, तो ये हुआ वो हुआ, and then whatever incident happened. So you know it. आपके जहन में वो incident है. So you are going to share your life story. I mean, if you look at comedians like, say, Kevin Hart, he only talks about his own, his marriage, his children, his own experiences, and though he belongs to the Hollywood elite, those stories are so familiar to us also. We empathize with him, we understand, the troubles he gets into with his wife or, with his children and, all of that, because it's a universal theme, right? Choose things that are universal. Or even, for example, Russell Peters. Or in India, you've got Atul Khatri, Zakir Khan. These are people who always go back to their own life and own story and share it with the world. And that is what makes it fun. Because they know their material, it's completely believable and real, and we empathize with it. So you have to go back into your life, find the material, but you have to make it funny. If I tell you, for example, my mother used to hit me when I was a child. Okay, now that is not funny, right? So how do I make that funny? Because to me it was a funny incident. So now then I start elaborating in the set. So what I write is, my mother was a sound engineer. And you're wondering why sound engineer, right? Because when she used to try and hit me, she used to say, "Thash kore marbo." So there was a sound effect along with the warning. So I think it defeats the purpose, because when you're telling a 7-year-old, "Thash kore marbo," the child already knows he's going to get hit. But imagine the terror. He also knows how that slap is going to sound like when her hand is going to make contact with the cheek, saying "Thash kore marbo." And then there were 3 different varieties of thash, which I realized. One was the simple one, which was "Thash kore marbo," which means I wasn't in that much of trouble, right? Then the second one was "Thash kore marbo," which meant, oh, now I'm in slightly serious trouble, right? And the final one was "Thash kore marbo," means I have to run for my life. So she was a sound engineer. So now when I've made that into a set, immediately it's funny, right? Then I take it one step further, and I say, kids these days are really sensitive. Suddenly, all children are sensitive according to their parents, and you can't hit them anymore, because as soon as you want to hit them, they say, "Papa, I'll call child helpline." So you don't know, spare the rod, spoil the child. What is going on? And then all mothers are too caring about their children. मेरा बेटा ना बहुत sensitive है. Oh my God, बेटा सुनो राजू, sunscreen लगा लो. You're going to get burnt. Please, sunscreen लगा लो. We used to run naked in the sunlight. We used to be playing in the mud. Nothing happened to us. I'm 47. I've survived. We used to, drink water straight from the tap. What is the sensitivity suddenly? नहीं राजू बेटा देखो कल एग्जाम है, थोड़ा सा आमंड्स खा लो, थोड़ा सा वॉलनट खा लो, मेमोरी ठीक हो जाएगा, तुमको सब कुछ याद आ जाएगा. अबे बेवकूफ, हमारे टाइम में ना वॉलनट था, ना आमंड्स था. All we had to do if we forgot in our exam was to close our eyes. मम्मी का बाटा का हवाई चप्पल नंबर 5 याद आ जाता था. उसके बाद Battle of Panipat, finished. We knew all the answers. So this is how you make a comedy set. You have a topic and then you build on it. And then you keep writing it till you know, okay, I've got it. Like when I talk about my mother hitting, it's universal. All of our mothers have slapped us. I hope so. I hope so. Then it would have done you some good. Yeah. So, and during our time, chappal was weapon of choice. It used to be like ninja, shak, shak, finish, tak, and then used to run, right? So these are things that one has to build upon, right? Then one of the toughest and the thing is to write, rewrite, and then write again. Because the first thing that comes to your mind is not always the perfect thing. You may find it very funny while you're writing and all. There have been so many times I've been sitting and writing my jokes and I'm laughing. I'm laughing and laughing. But perform karne jao, dhus, bombed. Then I'm wondering, अरे यार, ये तो बहुत funny था. ये bomb कैसे हो गया? Then I'll go back again. And then again I'll rewrite, I'll change the words, I'll do this, I'll make it shorter, I'll make it tighter, I'll put in some more elements. And then again go out and again perform. And then again I'll see the expressions and the reaction. I'll say, Acha, haan, chalo, it's almost there. So for a stand-up comedian, one cannot be lazy. So you have to write, rewrite, and rewrite the rewrite. And then you've got to perform, and perform. Because that's the only way you're going to find out. See, stand-up comedian is a very, very lonely profession. You are naked on stage, right? Because you have written the material, you are performing the material, the audience reaction is instant. So you can't blame some other script writer for bad writing. You can't blame anybody else for not performing well. Correct? And you can't say, अरे ये लोग तो समझ में नहीं आया, ये लोग क्यों नहीं हंस रहे? गलती मेरी नहीं है. Of course, गलती तुम्हारी है. You have to examine what you are doing, right? So you have to keep performing. You have to keep performing and honing your skill. It's practice. 10,000 hours of anything you do, you will get good at it. And one mustn't get too attached to your own material. A lot of like in my early days, I used to write something and then I used to find the audience hasn't given a reaction and I say, hut, audience ही गधा है. उनको समझ में नहीं आया तो क्या हुआ? मैं हूँ champion हूँ मैं. But you have to, get away from that. Separate your ego from your material. At the end of the day, why are you performing? You're not performing to make yourself happy. Yes, of course, you'll get that as an addition. That is the icing, that people will love you, people will laugh. You're there to entertain people. You're there to make them happy, to make them laugh. That is your main purpose. So if they're not going to laugh, then you've not done your job. So you've got to keep that in mind, separate yourself from the material and attack it from a third point of view, saying, ye funny kyun nahi hai? I'm going to make it funny. Okay. And then you say, what kind of a comedian am I? Right? It can be you're a social, political comedian, like George Carlin was. How many of you have heard of George Carlin? The Bap. Yeah, he was the guru. He was the Bap. He was caustic. He was sarcastic. He was direct. And he brought across so many of the socio-political issues of his time to the forefront. What Kunal Kamra is doing now these days, right? He has found his voice. You have to find your own voice. You can't be like somebody else, because that will come across as inauthentic, right? So Kunal Kamra has found a voice. He's a socio-political stand-up comedian, and he's doing a fantastic job. Zakir Khan has found his voice. Atul Khatri has found his voice. So all of them have their own distinct voices. So what is your voice? And You're only going to find out what your voice is after performing numerous times over numerous materials. My voice is, yes, I'm Bengali, because that is my strong point. I know my culture, I know my heritage, I know the idiosyncrasies of Bengalis. So I build my sets on that, and then I go into observational comedy, like my mother, like my father, all of that. I go into that, but it's all within my realm. Mine is a simple comedy, right? Like, for example, if I ask you, you know, do you think I'll ever be lonely anywhere in this world? Name me one place where I'll be lonely. You know, because there's no place in this world I'll be lonely. You know why? Because even if I'm in Antarctica, a voice will come from behind me. It'll creep up slowly and gently and ask me, Dada, sunset point ta kuthay? And I will be back amongst my brothers and sisters. I will never be lonely anywhere. So again, that's an idiosyncrasy of Bengalis. We love to travel. We are everywhere. How do you build that into your set and make it familiar, make it likable, lovable, by the public? And one has to perform every night. Okay, you have to. I'm a writer. These days, I'm a writer. So I write every day, whether things come that day or not, I don't care. But 2 to 3 hours, I will sit from say 12 in the night to 4 in the morning. I will sit with my laptop on. Maybe I'm doing research, maybe I'm doing something else, but I am there on duty. Salam sab. I am there on duty in front of my laptop. अभी उस दिन मैं 10 sentences लिखता हूँ या 10,000 words लिखता हूँ, but I have to be prepared, na? It's like saying I want to, how we watch cricket. अरे यार सचिन तेंदुलकर का स्क्वायर ड्राइव करना चाहिए था. अबे बेवकूफ, you're talking about the world's greatest batsman and you're telling him what to do. खेल के दिखाओ. Go on to the pitch, face the ball, face Shoaib Akhtar. Then you tell me square cut करना चाहिए था या you have to leave the ball, right? So one has to be on the pitch to do anything. So for me, being on the pitch is I turn up for duty at 12 o'clock every night and I sit. So these are the basic things of stand-up comedy, right? And then you've got to find your own voice and do all of that. But it's a very, very difficult profession. Just because you're funny amongst your friends doesn't mean you'll make a good stand-up comedian, right? You can, if you put enough hard work into it. Don't expect the jokes which work with your friends to work on stage. Your friends laugh at your jokes because they love you. It will be the most stupidest of jokes, but they'll love you and they'll laugh because you're part of a familiar circle. When you're on stage, you don't know who they are, right? Somebody's had a bad day at work and he's come to watch your show. Uska dimag ka dahi ho gaya hai. How will he or she react to your set? You have to be prepared. I have been heckled on stage. You know, one Bengali gentleman stood up and said, "Arey yaar, you make fun of Bengalis. This is not done. How dare you?" My thing is, if you don't learn how to laugh at yourself, then, you're not going to progress in life. You have to be self-deprecating. It's not about just, I am the greatest, which some people are saying these days about their chest size and all of that. But, it's not that. One has to do work. One has to appreciate the idiosyncrasies and then build on it. So yes, so that's a basic, quick lesson into stand-up comedy and how you can become a stand-up comedy. You have to gig every night. Shamelessly, you have to gig every night. You have to bheek mango for spots. Right? Spots are limited in an open mic. You have to go, bhaiya, please, de do, spot de do. because it is in your own interest. Bury that ego. Ego, there is no space for ego. कि मैं तो super हूँ. I am India's first open mic winner at the Comedy Store, right? But I have no ego on that. When there is a open mic spot going on somewhere, I will go and say, please, एक spot दे दे यार. You know, and there are nights when my jokes have fallen flat because I've tried some new material, but some newcomer kid has like completely rocked it. Then you go and congratulate the person. You don't think कि आए यार इसने ना आज तो मेरा हलवा कर दिया. नहीं नहीं नहीं. You have to appreciate others as well. You know. So these are the little things. Okay, I've said enough now.
Okay, sir. But one more question, the live Facebook Live is flooded with questions. So there's one question that's been mostly asked. You have been into this for years. We would love to hear about your views on the future of this industry.
On stand-up comedy, is it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now people have become a little bit too sensitive these days. As I was talking about it yesterday as well. अभी trolls आ गया है. अभी troll क्या हुआ है कि when we started off comedy and all of that, there wasn't so much of trolling online. Now, because you've got access to Facebook or you've got access to social media, they feel कि उनका हक है गाली देना. They have the power. Whether they understand the issue or not, doesn't matter. साला कुत्ता बोल के निकल जाएगा. And you're wondering, अरे यार मैं कुत्ता कैसे बन गया? You know, what I'm saying is right. But you can't please everybody. Right? Today, I'll say Steffi is one of the best teachers that the campus has. Some fellow who she had punished for not doing homework will say, "Hat, ये डायन है, डायन, चुड़ैल है, चुड़ैल, ये टीचर नहीं है." How do you please them? You can't. You can't do that, right? You have to then do what you think is best. But having said that, it has become sensitive. It has. I mean, look at Munawar Farooqi. What happened to the poor guy? He hadn't even made the joke, and they kept him in jail for like weeks. For what? When they asked the people, what have you arrested him for? Where is the proof? There was no proof. But yet, the powers that be kept him inside to teach the others a lesson, saying, you better toe the line or else you're going to be inside. It's called fear mongering. It's called fear mongering. There's some new portfolios that have come up these days. Some cooperation, it's called. What is cooperation? I don't know what is cooperation. Is it you cooperate with us or you'll go to jail? I don't know. क्या है वो cooperation? नया आया है market में. So it has become sensitive, but that shouldn't stop you from saying what you want to say. George Carlin, please look up George Carlin on YouTube. See the way he does his comedy. He attacks everybody because he speaks the truth. You know, it didn't stop. People abused him. People sort of attacked him, but that didn't stop him. Yes, America is a far more progressive, more liberal, more democratic country. But that shouldn't stop us from saying what we want to say. Yes, be sensitive, be ready. See, if you're going out to war, आप जंग लड़ने जा रहे हो, आप catapult लेके तो नहीं जाओगे. You will be prepared. When you go out for war, be cognizant of the fact that there are going to be brickbats and be ready for it. तो उसमें थोड़ा सा दम चाहिए होता है. मेरे में दम नहीं है. मैं फट्टू हूं. मैं इसीलिए नहीं करता हूं. It's, I stick to things that are more safe and more, normal, so to speak. But there is a huge market for stand-up comedians. Having said that, there are too many stand-up comedians and very few platforms. And a lot of the stand-up comedians, what happens is I perform, say for example, I performed once and I think I'm damn good. Suddenly I call myself a stand-up comedian, you know, or I will take somebody else's line from here, there, all of, like a lot, it happens a lot in college fests. Like, you know, in college fest, they have stand-up comedy competition, right? So a lot of the stand-up comedians has sort of taken stuff from other established stand-up comedians and then performed. That is not stand-up comedy. That is stand-up copying. You have to write your own material. So it's you have to establish yourself and then call yourself you know, a stand-up comedian.
Thank you so much.
I hope I have answered.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable words. And I think, yeah, we have something to offer you. And can we please have Mr. Anirban's certificate on the screen, please?
And thank you so much for the enlightening the students in the sector of stand-up comedy, because many of them want to make their career in the same, but they hesitate or they lack confidence because of certain technicalities which they miss on. So I think you definitely put in the right points. Like idiosyncrasy is something that we have forgotten today. We fear that being weird or peculiar would embarrass us, but we have to overcome that. If you want to get success in this field, then you have to accept your idiosyncrasy. I really appreciate that point. Thank you so much for bringing in this point.
Yeah,
Thank
if
you.
you see comedians like Jim Carrey, if you see his early performances of Saturday Night Live or his sets on open mics, he was crazy. Or Robin Williams, you know, those guys were absolute geniuses. They didn't hesitate to make fools of themselves. As a stand-up comedian, you have to make yourself a fool. You have to project yourself as the weaker one. If you see, most of the stand-up comedians talk about कि भैया मेरे साथ ही क्यों हुआ है, you know, मेरे साथ ही क्यों हुआ है. It's always self-deprecating humor that works with the audience. So best of luck to all the stand-up comedians. God bless you, and may there be more to make people laugh, because we definitely need laughter.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Yeah, so Supriya, are you there with me?
Yes, Akriti.
So would you like to announce the first event of Esperanza 2.0?
Yes, Akriti, I'd be more than happy to. So we have our first event of the evening, a monologue, and this event will be judged by Gauri Niketan ma'am. She's gained vast experience in theaters. She's also a director of PACT.
Sorry, mine is Neelakantan. Lot of syllables. It's not Niketan. People get it wrong. It's Neelakantan Mehta.
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry. Okay, so she has gained vast experience in theaters, and she's also a director of PACT, which stands as a platform for action in creative theaters. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. Can you please share with us the experience of yours and how you've started your career as a theater artist?
Okay, so it says speak your mind, and I'm really going to speak my mind. So when I started with theater, I was sure I wanted to do theater. I didn't want to migrate to films. I didn't want to be a film director. And I started my journey. I had no backing. I had no father, mother, uncle, auntie in this field. So I was lucky. I was late. I got a scholarship at the age of 32 to study theater at Miami University after doing music. So I went to do theater. And I started exam because I was a little older than the class. The rest were all 24, 21, 22. I had the thinking cap on and I said, I should be a director because that will give me the opportunity to have a longer shelf life. That is longer economic capacity, of me being. And I was very sure I wanted to make it my profession. I'm not going to be some oodie-daddy social lady who sits, does theater for a pastime. You know how it is, how they think of ladies. They have rich husbands who give them a lot of money, and they just do it as a social pastime, in the evening with a glass of cocktail in their hands. So I was very particular about that. And so I was fortunate to teach theater at Miami as an assistant professor, making decent money. I wouldn't say America pays you great money. It pays you decent money. So I did that, and as they always say, woman proposes, marriage disposes. So I was happy being married, but I was very unhappy coming back to India. And I came back to India, and then I said, okay, now what? I lost my job. I mean, I decided to leave my job. I decided to leave my own independent flat. I decided to leave my gadi. And I've come back to a household situation. And I also realized that I am 36. I have to make it a career. And I was told, I have to share this because I was told by my dean, Gauri, you're leaving, but how much will you make per month? $50, $20 per month? And that stuck in my head. If I'm coming back, I am going to be a professional in theater. And I'm going to tell the darn world, bhuka nanga pyasa nahi rahenge hum. Why should we remain bhuka nanga pyasa? Why should it be only a film actor is making money and I am not making money? Okay. And why is it that all the time in India, we have this socialism attitude towards theater? If he is doing theater, she is doing theater, she should be wearing a khadi kurta, jhola bag, phate chappal, stinking, and a dadi wala admi. And he is very stinking. Why? So this kind of really propelled me. So I decided to be very sure about what I do and how I do. Initial years were tough. I did not make more than 3,000 rupees per month. See, of course you need passion. Of course you need artistic ideas, creativity. But if you don't fill your, why should you always be the supplementer to the household? Why can't you be the mainstay of the household? Especially as a woman. It's annoying. You are not being the main force behind it. You are the one who's putting it forward. So what I purposely did was I purposely decided to concentrate both on my academic part of my theater experience as well as performative part. And I must say certain people were really my role model. I mean, they're theater people like Richard Schechner and all. They're very good in performance studies and scholars, but they're equally good directors. So of course, I found my company and I started and I invested in my first play all the money I had, which was 4 lakhs. Okay, I invested 4 lakhs in a set, in lights, because I'm a proscenium based theater. I'm not a street theater. मेरे को agitation prop नहीं करना है, मुझे गली गली जाके नहीं चिल्लाना है, मुझे proscenium theater करना है, मुझे ticket बेचना है. And I went into a loss. I lost all my 4 lakhs, everything, zero. I said, I have to recover that. I had a set already made for 2 lakhs. So I could travel with the set to different places and perform. So I started performing in schools as an outreach program and asking school children to watch it and give me little money and give the little proceeds to the school. So that way, slowly I was able, in the first 2 years, slowly able to recover. Then after that, I started gathering a bandwidth of actors. Unfortunately, we cannot pay our actors because what happens is by the time I invest my money and it comes out of it, I don't get anything. But however, I give the actors, if I get sponsored, okay, I do not make plays like Mummy, come and meet me in my bedroom. Sorry, I'm saying such horrible things, but I say my plays nahi kar. run for your money with your wife. What is all this? I don't do that. I might do a very, very hard hitting play जिसको मेरे को sponsors कभी जिंदगी में नहीं मिलेंगे. मिलते भी तो बोलते हैं हमें बता, हमारा नाम भी मत लेना गौरी कि हमने आपको स्पॉन्सर किया. ठीक है. I mean, मैं बता भी नहीं सकती, बड़े बड़े लोग 30वां खान लोग हमको स्पॉन्सर करते हैं मगर नाम नहीं लेना चाहते अपना, क्योंकि उनको लगता है कि भाई हम थिएटर को स्पॉन्सर करें तो हमारा ऑडियंस का कैपेसिटी चला जाएगा. एनीवे, मिल रहा है ना पैसे. सो आई आस्क फॉर स्मॉल स्पॉन्सरशिप्स आल्सो. 10,000 दे दो लाइट्स के लिए, 20,000 दे दो एक्टर के लिए. सो उसको मैं अपने एक्टर्स को आई गिव देम अ चॉइस. इफ आई गेट स्पॉन्सर्ड, आई से कि देखो आई हैव 20,000 rupees amongst the 4 actors. You want 5,000 rupees or do you want a certificate? The choice is yours. So slowly I started performing plays. I go through the journey, and please give me some time, as much as possible. You can give me without getting bored, because my topic is very, very, I'm very sure of what I want to say today after 25 years of being in this. So then I started doing things like this, is that I start doing performances. Then I started with the help of certain organization, like what are the ways that I can improvise on theater. So I looked upon corporate theater as a very big, going into it a very big. Please, I don't want to spoil the notions of socialistic. Today's zamana, we have to believe कि हम global world में हैं, हम multicultural world में हैं, technological world में हैं, multinational हमारे नाक में घुसा हुआ है. ठीक है, हम अपना फ्रिज खोलते, कोक देखते हैं, लेस का चिप्स देखते हैं, वो जमाना चला गया. When we were growing up, right? जब वो कोक भी बैन हो चुका था. So I started pitching for corporate group, organizations, and I was lucky that some corporates were willing to take this as a training tool. But they gave me only 1 day to perform. 1 day they did, then they liked it. Then after that it increased. But I do not get corporate clients every year. I might get it once in 2-3 years, and if I get it, then I can make good amount of money to last me for the next couple of years. Whenever that is the second thing. Third thing is, of course, I started teaching in schools, and I know that IGNOU is discounted for. Please do not discount IGNOU. I write for IGNOU. I am a regular contributor, and we are very particular that the things of the past should not be repeated. It should become user-friendly. It should become friendly. I'm writing a theater program for them. I've written for their theater program. I've written for their diploma course. I've also written for their certificate course. I'm writing for MA in Folklore and Cultural Studies. So every time we do this, we make sure, I'm not a permanent faculty, we make sure that it reaches putting it into practice. So corporate theater, getting into teaching and getting into plays, and the money is rotated back into the plays. This is what I have been doing. And as I keep rotating back my plays and doing it, it attracts students. But every time students can't come. Na? They'll come maybe once, you might get 10 students, you might get 3 students, you might get 4 students. But I am very proud to say that all these years of doing from 2006 to now, I have been able to, I ran my house before the, now I don't want to, because I'm getting more and more older, I'm 51. So I don't want to take on the whole mantle of the burden of everything. I'm very happily married and my husband contributes. So don't get me wrong. But I decided till this house which I live in is my own house, and I'm very proud to say that I paid back 7 lakh of rupees through theater alone. I paid the mortgage, because it was on mortgage, and my father had died, my mother had died, and I did it. Now there is another way that somebody said, how do you retain your creative block? I have very normal friends. I don't have friends in the theater world. Maybe 2 friends in the theater world. Why I keep normal friends? They keep me normal. I have friends like a doctor. I have a friend who's a lawyer. I have a friend who's a politician. Okay. And I have a friend who's a scientist. And every day after my work, I talk to them. And they tell me about the normalcy of life. I understand that the world does just not belong to theater people or artists alone. If the whole day I was doing artistic work, I would have been cocoa in my head. And I'm a woman. Married woman is a 15-year-old son. Usko टिफिन देना पड़ता है, उसका खाना बनाना पड़ता है, सास ससुर की गालियां सुननी पड़ती हैं, I will go totally, how will I survive? Balance is very important. It is a wrong notion that women cannot do theater, they cannot be married, they have to be unmarried to do theater, they have to give galis or they have to smoke all the time. No. If you keep a balance that, okay, this is my profession. Just like a doctor, I'm going from 9 to 6 or 7 to 8 or whatever, you have your official time. After the official time, you remove your whatever dress or whatever, like any other doctor or professional, and then you get back into the kitchen, you're cooking, you're eating, you're serving. And that time, it becomes your breathing space. That is point number one. Please keep balance. If you don't keep balance, you will never be able to perform, especially women. Young girls, keep your balance alive. Number two, every day, during the COVID especially, every single day, I pitched to a client. I like what Anirban said. No ego. I pick up the phone, काम है. Is there any work? Is there any work? 500 मिला कोई बात नहीं. 200 मिला कोई बात नहीं. Because 200 will get me a book for my students, no? I can buy a book on acting for my students, right? So every day, even now I look at my phone contact list. Who can get me work? Who can get me work? Who can give me work? Every single day, I make sure that I've spoken to one client. And every week, I make sure that I am doing something which is a larger part, like today's event is a larger thing. Then I have break down my goals. I am very focused in my work. Okay, and every single day, I do something academic in theater. I read academic research paper. These are not research papers. These are academic performance theory or some scholar try to give a call for a news, for a conference or something like that, as well as some practical stuff. Like I might talk to my student and even a simple call, like I ring up my student and say, hello, what's going on? What are you working on? Gives me a lot of ideas. Huh? And it gives me the mind to think. So there was one of my students who was acted in The Sons of Sardar or Sardar ka grandson. But kaun sa film hai ye? I don't remember. I'm not a film person and I might sound condescending, but mujhe yaad hi nahi rehta. So he said that and immediately I started thinking, oh yeah, of course, you can talk about, partition stories and how does that work. And it just happened that the director of the film was, the scriptwriter of the film is a very good friend of mine. I didn't even know about Anuja's a neighbor and her children study theater from me. And I'm like, oh my God. So that is what I would say. I really feel, and I feel very passionately about this, ki please don't consider yourself bhuka nanga pyasa. माँ बाप बोलते हैं थिएटर मत करो, तुम्हें पैसे नहीं मिलेंगे, तुम गरीबी में रहोगी, और ऊपर से औरत हो, तुम्हें कोई छेड़ेगा, तुम घर कैसे वापस आओगी. All that is rubbish. If you add every single day, just like you brush your teeth, do it. Of course, I have great respect for actors, but again, as both Anirban said and as the pre-speaker, I just forget his name, bring your originality. Don't imitate. Great, you're imitating, mimicry कर रहे हो आप किसी नवाजुद्दीन सिद्दीका, रितेश, whatever, वो कौन है, राजकुमार, whatever, Rao, Jack, whatever. But अपना आवाज, नवाजुद्दीन सिद्दीकी अपनी आवाज में बोलता है. आप imitate मत करो, mimesis मत करो. Just get into mimesis. Find your own. आजकल तो unfortunately 3 सेकंड से ज्यादा किसी का attention span ही नहीं है. 3 घंटा तो कोई नहीं देखेगा play. किसी का 3 सेकंड से ज्यादा attention span नहीं है. So just try to find something and be with the time. It's very important to be with the time. We were important, we were relevant, but Zeenat Aman is gone. Parveen Babi is gone and dead and gone. These people have gone. So you have to start, and I like the youngsters, they come and tell me this. They say, ma'am, kaun se zamane ki baat kar rahe ho? So it's relevant, be relevant. Think of today. Okay, COVID ke saath kya hai? And you're very lucky, na? You have a TV channel to your advantage. Create content. Start creating content and go and take that extra time to your teachers and tell them, you know what, हमारे पास ना ये content है, and no teachers है मेरे से मत मिलो. आज स्टेफी तो कभी नहीं गई, कभी जिंदगी में नहीं गई. वो रात के 12 बजे भी तुम्हें सुनेगी, इतना तो मुझे पता है. So take that opportunity of utilization. You're so lucky. You have TV, you have scripts at your hand, you have everything. हमें तो कुछ था ही नहीं हमारे पास, ना स्क्रिप्ट था, ना कुछ था, ना कुछ था. कभी किसी के घर जाते थे, किसी सीनियर थिएटर एक्टर्स के घर जाते थे, बोलते सर हमारे को स्क्रिप्ट दे दो, फोटोकॉपी करके पढ़ते थे. हमारे पास नहीं था ना, वी डिडंट हैव कि हमने इडिपस टाइप किया तो इडिपस का स्क्रिप्ट निकल गया अमेज़न में से. So that is what it is. And please have proper academic qualifications. Proper. You need to get qualified. You can't just say, oh, acting is talent. क्यों? गिटार बजाने में तो आप लोग सीखते हो, डांस के लिए सीखते हो, सिर्फ और सिर्फ थिएटर नहीं सीखते. Only theater I've heard. We are not naturally talented, so why should we pay you? कमाल है. It is an artistic form. In fact, it's the only form that has the amalgamation of all the form, including journalism and film and stand-up comedy. It's the only form which will allow you the experience of every other form. I think I've spoken quite a bit, and I would really like the feministic voices to come and forward and ask me any random question ki pakode kaise banati ho ma'am, when people are rehearsing. Anything, please. I would really love that. I would love to know.
I have a question. How do
Yes, I
you
knew
maintain the balance? Okay,
How do I maintain the
give it to
balance?
Albert first. I'll give it to Albert first.
Okay, Albert. Yes, Albert.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, ma'am, in the schools, we are also trying theatric performance nowadays in online academy only on through Zoom and Microsoft Teams.
Can you type it also, or someone can repeat his question?
Ma'am, I'm saying that nowadays in my school also we have a group of boys and students who are practicing theatre in the school only, and we are having teachers called from outside to teach us. And sometimes these teachers are also not teaching us. They are half of the time they are playing on the phones, and they tell us to learn these things.
Okay, you're in
ma'am,
St. Columbus, right? Aren't you in St. Columbus?
Yes, ma'am.
I
Yes,
belong
ma'am.
to the school next door, that is CGM. I was from
Yes.
Confucius area. Okay, so
Okay, ma'am.
CGM and Columbus has had the tradition of calling external people to come and teach all the
Yes, ma'am. It's still
it's been
there.
our tradition, and we're very lucky. We're very lucky to have that. So I had Sushma Seth, I had Paru Anand, and Barry John, Faisal. So I had these people coming and teaching me. The way, if you have these people coming and teaching you and they're not doing their job, you have to write a letter to the principal and tell them. Okay, you have to
Ma'am,
tell
we
them.
had last 3 years we had complaint to the principal. The principal is our teacher also in our subjects, so he only told that he
Is
will
it Brother
speak to them.
Pinto?
But
Is it Brother Pinto you complain to?
ma'am, no,
He's
brother
retired.
Not Brother Pinto. He's retired. It was Brother Lobo or
Brother
Brother
Lobo.
Bedo.
Okay, Father Lobo, Brother Lobo. But the problem also, of course, is with the structure of the school being so strict, and they don't like to. They like the
Yes,
decorum in
ma'am.
the boys and the respectability and all that.
Some
So you will have to
highest
perhaps.
discipline.
Yeah, they like that respectability. Even we couldn't complain at all. We were like taught to be proper girls, proper. We couldn't even look at the Columbus boys. I mean, we have to look
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, this is the same. This year also with us. Ma'am, all the same with us. Ma'am, I have certain friends in CGM. So when we went for the competitions also, we were told that we won't have to
No,
connect
you
to
can't
the
even
CGM.
talk to them. I mean, that's the
Yes,
decorum
ma'am.
of the school.
Including
So
that one,
instead
my
of
my
not
sister was
appreciating
also.
it, boy, son, beta, Albert, appreciate it, because this will hold you in a longer run. Okay, and don't go by Shah Rukh Khan being the only icon in your school. You had
Yes, ma'am.
fantastic,
Rahul Gandhi also.
fantastic, fabulous people coming out of your school. He was a,
Yes, ma'am.
sorry to say, damage to theatre. उसने theatre को damage कर दिया. You know.
Ma'am,
Theatre
I
का
would want to
damage.
suggest something to Albert here, because I belong from the academia as well. Albert, remember one thing: you cannot communicate your points to someone till the time you don't want to communicate. So if you are not being able to convey the message, there is somewhere you're lacking in your communication, and I would want you to introspect and also figure out what is that missing. Is it the approach that you are using to put your points forward? Maybe instead of a complaint, you can just put forward a genuine gesture in the form of an art. Maybe if when you're performing this theater in your school, at that point also you can just show that this is how we are facing problem, because theater is about communicating things via role play, right? So you can
Yes, ma'am.
show what you are expecting and what is happening, so you can actually clear that out. So that is one advice that I would
Thank
give
you, ma'am.
you. And I have one question to Gauri ma'am. I would
Sorry, I just want to
want,
take it forward with this communication part.
yes,
I remember in Sanskriti school, they'd called me the external teacher in charge along with VK Sharma. VK Sharma is very senior. Huh? बच्चे सुन ही नहीं रहे थे, and he comes from the Hindi theatre background. Doesn't come from the Udi Dadi da Angrezi theatre background. So he got very angry. The students got very angry. So I agree with Steffi. There is a way to communicate, and if it's still not working, try to understand his method or her method. It will be probably his only. So I doubt if Saint Columbus will bring a her into the pattern. Okay, they are very patriarchal in their notion. Okay, so
No,
you try
ma'am.
to
Nowadays they
understand:
are
is
improving.
is it text wala banda, or is he a interactive banda, or does he favor one student, or that kind of thing. Try to examine the teacher and
Yes, ma'am.
help.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, please.
Thank
And
you,
if you
ma'am.
have any other doubts or something, you can always get in touch to me through Steffi, and I'll be more than happy to reach out
I
to
would
the
Okay, ma'am.
definitely
Colombian boy.
want you to get in touch with Gauri ma'am. I'll share her number with you
And to a
definitely.
Colombian boy, definitely. My brother's also ex-Colombian, by the way.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Gauri ma'am.
Yes.
One piece of advice that you would want to give to the students, those who want to pursue theater as a career. One piece of advice that you would want to give them. How the present situation, how do they deal, or how do they learn theater, and they can explore the area of theater now. How?
Okay,
Because
during the COVID times, right?
right.
So the two things that first thing I would like to say, those who want to learn theater during the pandemic time, do not go by what others say. मम्मी ने बोला नहीं करना है छोड़ दिया, पापा ने बोला नहीं करना है छोड़ दिया, फ्रेंड्स ने बोला यार बेकार है क्यों कर रही हो छोड़ दिया. Number 1 point. Number 2 point, Steffi, you might disagree, but I feel so. Do not listen to people who say, "Hey, you're a theater person. Camera के सामने कैसे act करोगे?" Nonsense.
No, I agree.
It's totally
I agree,
untrue.
ma'am.
Yes,
Agree.
of course, the gesticulations has to change, and a good theater person can always help you do that. Number 3, please join an semi-professional group, which is run by trained people, which is not run by actors who have suddenly become directors, because they don't know lights, they don't know the technicalities. And I keep saying theater is technical, so that you must do. Number 4, join and get your whatever certificates and all. It has to be ratified through a proper theater group, because even if you apply in FTII or NSD and all, they see who's the person. अभी वो आजकल छिपा नहीं सकते, वो पूरा आप गूगल में टाइप करोगे सबका नाम वाम सब निकल आता है. That is the number 3. And if they ask you for some admission charges, which could be 10,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees or 3,000, give it. Don't say क्यों दे रहे हैं हम free में. Please don't make things free. Number 4, please start reading. And there are programs that are very cheap also. There's the IGNU program which is like dead cheap, hardly 4,000 rupees. It's a small little diploma course for 3 months. Do it. It will give you and start networking. Network is also another very important point. So I think I've given you a very lot of practical tips. And I think you also had another question to ask me, right?
So it was this was the question, ma'am. Actually, you have actually answered it. So networking is very much important in theater as well. Means any part of this industry we go in, theater, print, digital, television, film, whichever area, networking is the key.
Networking is very important. Now, you don't need to suck up to people to network. You don't say you're the
Right.
best teacher in the world, you're the best guru in the world, I love you. And then right after that, you're like, chori behind her back or behind his back. You don't need to do that, because nobody's a fool, right? They might overlook it, bacha hai, bachi hai, chodo. But networking is important. You can ask, network with your own peers, na? What are you doing? Because then later on, when you go to Bombay and all, if you want to be actors, then you stay together only, no? So that is another way, very good way of being in touch with each other. There are social network platforms. There's something called Clubhouse, which has the social media for performers. You can join that too.
Yes,
You know,
ma'am.
that's one way. Yes.
I will join your
Ma'am,
session.
I would like to interrupt and just ask one thing. You spoke about balancing and all of this, and you know
Thank you
how
for asking me this question. You know, I really go by balancing. I keep saying, see, like you got up and you're doing your work, or you have to first divide the day into your normal routine, baby steps. I say baby steps. I identify 5 or 6 baby steps that I need to do for my house. I didn't have my काम वाली until last week क्योंकि कोविड हो रहा था, तो मुझे पता है मुझे बेड लगाना है, मुझे बाथरूम साफ करना है, मुझे चाय. It sounds silly, but identify those 5 baby steps that you do as a part of your household routine. Or you know,
how do you maintain that artistic thing?
Like, let me just tell you. First, you identify the 5 baby steps and write it down in a diary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tomorrow. Then number 6, get down to your own activity for improving yourself. Write a letter to this one. Find out from, go to the website number 2. This number 4, number 5. So just break it down. Break it down and put a tick. Even if you haven't done it, put a question mark and write why you didn't do it. Keep a journal of your own daily activities that will keep you very well balanced. And as I said, definitely you need to have one very good friend or 2 very good friends from a different field. Maybe your school friend from a different field altogether, so that you can have that as a breather now. नहीं तो दिन भर theater, drama, TV, पागल हो जाओगे. You need someone to give you a different perspective of life, right? That is a second balance. And also, you know, the third balance is one activity that you must do that you really enjoy. Like I love household work, खाना बनाना. मेरे को I go crazy about खाना बनाना. So I make sure that I do it, but don't overdo. So balance rakhne se you will be a total winners, and then you have to realize, okay, whether you want to get married or don't want to get married, one day you'll like to settle down to a nice rich guy who can give you a little bit of perks, right? So you can come around as a balanced person. If you're not balanced, no, then no guy will even come near. He says, "Bilkul pagal ho gayi hai." You know, already our work is like that. Na kafi pagalpanti wala kaam hai na. It's a little chadiya wala kaam. So be balanced about it. Then it'll be all fine. Don't
Either
forget.
be balanced or find somebody like Bonnie Kapoor's son. I don't know what's his name.
Bonnie Kapoor's son is Arjun Kapoor. He's a
Arjun
terrible
Kapoor.
actor. He's a terrible actor.
And
Don't get married to
find
him.
somebody like him, the character he played in Kienka. Only then.
I would really suggest do not get married to a fellow artist. That keeps you totally balanced. My husband is not at all connected with this field. Usko आजू बाजू उससे field में ही नहीं है. हाँ, he is a total business person. He's into virus and vaccination.
Right,
so usko very good. I'm sitting in an event. Very good. That's it. So
Chalo,
that
ma'am.
really helps me. It
Let's
actually very
do
much
one
helps me.
thing. Let us proceed with the event now, and we have our moderators. Malika, I will give you. You have Gauri ma'am's number. You can connect with her, and
Yes,
she will
sure.
give you advices on how to balance and everything, even in a more detailed way.
Steffi, ma'am?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you
So
for the opportunity.
I would ask the moderators to take it up.
Yes, thank
Excuse me, Steffi, ma'am.
Yes, who's this?
Ma'am, I'm Albert.
Yes, Albert. Yes.
Ma'am, can you please forward ma'am's number to me also, that I could also contact her?
I'll reply to your
Yes,
email,
ma'am.
Albert. I'll reply to your email.
Thank
She's
you,
very
ma'am.
good at this. She'll do it.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, then
Moderators,
let's
over to you.
proceed with the event. Thank you so much, ma'am. You have inspired many among us here. We're totally pleased to have your presence with us today. Thank you so much. Akriti, would you like to take over now?
Yes, sure. Now let's deepen more into the first event of day 2 of Esperanza, and let's view the nominations of the monologue, please.
This was indeed amazing. I'm so sure it's going to be really tough to declare the winner, but now that's the rule of the event. So I guess without a further ado, let's declare the winner of the first event, that is monologue. We would like
Sorry,
you to do the honor.
wasn't there a fourth person, Supriya? There was a 4 entries.
Hello, ma'am. This
Yes,
is the
ma'am,
Master.
but
I'd like
best
just
3 are
confirming.
selected.
Yeah, there's a 4 entry. There was a 4th entry.
Yes, ma'am. The best 3 nominations are being showed in the screen, and that is the reason the 3 entries are shown.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, ma'am, we would like you to do the honor and declare the winner for the first
I will
event.
not remember their names, but the second person, Sonali. She, I think, was number 1. I've shared the. I would request the winner, declaring of the winners, the names to be told by, my Steffi. Steffi, can you declare the names, because I don't remember the names, no?
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
I
I'll
teach
do that.
3,000 children a year. I mean, I get confused.
Sure. No problem. I'll just give me a minute.
Ma'am, can I take it forward?
Yeah. You take it
If there's a
forward.
technical
Take it
error.
forward, please. Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am. With the permission of all, I would like to kindly declare the winner. So, here, ma'am, it's on the screen. And congrats, Sonali. You are the winner for the Speaker Mind Out monologue section. And hardest congratulations to you from the entire team of Esperanza.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations. Now, ma'am, we are so delighted to have your presence shared with us tonight. We all just feel so blessed to just be around you and all the other amazing judges. So, ma'am, we'd like to give you a certificate as a token of appreciation. So, can we have Gauri ma'am's certification on the screen, please?
Thank you.
Thank
This
you
will
so
help me
much,
get
ma'am.
be in sync with the young technology and put it all over social media and all that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your kind words and all the suggestions that you put across to all the audience and participants. It was really insightful.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so with this, we are super excited to announce the second event of the. Okay, Mandira.
ये तो बड़ी नाइंसाफी हो रही है हमारे साथ, हमें तो कोई बोलने का मौका ही नहीं दे रहा है.
Why do you think so? Do you want to say something?
सब कोई बोले जा रहे हैं, पर हमें भी मौका चाहिए, हमें भी कुछ कहना है.
Okay, Mandira, you can proceed.
Okay. तो मैं आज इस शानदार मौके पर हमारे जजेस के लिए एक शायरी पेश करना चाहती हूँ. Can I?
That's wonderful.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. आंधी में भी दिया जला करते हैं. अरे इतना सन्नाटा क्यों है? वाह वाह तो बोलिए, बिना वाह वाह के मेरे शायरी में मजे कहाँ आएंगे आपको?
वाह.
आंधी में भी दिए जला करते हैं, कांटों में ही गुलाब खिला करते हैं. आंधी में भी दिए जला करते हैं, कांटे में ही गुलाब खिला करते हैं. खुशनसीब होती है वो शाम जिसमें आप जैसे जजेस हमें मिला करते हैं.
अरे
Oh my God.
Amazing.
Very nice, very nice. Wow,
That's really sweet, Mandira. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Very nice. Thank you.
Okay. Now, so let's proceed, Mandira. Okay. With this, we are super excited to announce the second event of Esperanza 2.0, that is photo manipulation. So, and the judge for this event are Mr. Abhishek Chatterjee and Mr. Tirtha Dasgupta. And unfortunately, we do not have Mr. Abhishek sir due to some official commitment, but we do have Sir Tirtha with us. So I would like to request the tech master to share the video message sent by Abhishek sir, followed by the nomination video on the screen. And I also request Tirtha sir to announce the winner.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, मेरा नाम अभिषेक चैटर्जी है. मैं सीनियर पेंट आर्टिस्ट हूँ OIFX स्टूडियो में. एक्सपीरियंस 2.0 में फ़ोटो मैनिपुलेशन जो कैटेगरी है उसमें बतौर जज मेरा कंट्रीब्यूशन रहेगा. काफ़ी सारा एंट्री मैंने देखा, बहुत क्रिएटिव वर्क देखने को मिल रहा है. आप लोग और ग्रो कीजिए और अच्छे से कीजिए. फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड तो ये तो हार जीत चलता रहता है. हम लोग सीखते हैं, सब कुछ से सीखते हैं, आगे भी सीखेंगे, ग्रो करेंगे. इमेजिनेशन पावर जो है मेन वो चीज़ ही अभी फोटो मैनिपुलेशन में देखने को मिलता है, करेक्ट। हम लोग क्या सोचते हैं, क्या माइंड में चल रहा है, वो अभी टेक्नोलॉजी इतना अच्छा हो गया है कि हम वो सॉफ्टवेयर के थ्रू आराम से अच्छे से बेटर वे से वो कर सकते हैं। कोई भी सॉफ्टवेयर या टूल्स को अपना बैरियर मत बनाइएगा, उसमें बहुत कुछ हम लोग खेल सकते हैं, बहुत कुछ चीज़ हम लोग देख सकते हैं। R&D कीजिए और इमेजिनेशन पावर को और ग्रो कीजिए, छोटे छोटे जो डिटेल्स है उसमें ध्यान रखिए, तो और बेटर होएगा। मेरा पूरा शुभकामना है एक्सपीरियंस टीम को। हर साल नोबेल कॉज के लिए जो प्रोग्राम है वो लोग ऑर्गेनाइज करते हैं एंड आगे भी करेंगे, ऐसा मेरा आशा है। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your wonderful message. And yeah, it seems that you have already made a prior commitment than this event. So yeah, can we have the nomination for the photo manipulation, please? Okay, so it is said that to practice any art, no matter how well or badly, is a way to make your soul grow. I got goosebumps seeing all of this, and the difficult part follows us, that is to decide as to who is going to be the winner, followed by the question and answer round with Sir Tirthadas. So may I request Mr. Tirthadas to declare the winner for the photo manipulation, please?
I would give this duty to the tech master because he's got the list of the scores, so he would be the right person to announce the winner.
Sure, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'll just share the screen and you may then declare it to the winner. So, yes, sir.
Yes, Saurendra Borua.
Congratulations to everyone who's taken part. You all have done an amazing job. Believing yourself and taking part in the event, you all are the winners actually. So, well, we would request Mr. Tirthadas Gupta to kindly share with us some insight on the topic, photo enhancement is better word than photo manipulation.
In fact, I had a word with Steffi also yesterday. Yesterday, I was given I was told to have a presentation on the breaking the rules, but ultimately, well, there was a shortage of time and we didn't have it. What I'll do now is I'll speak for a very short time, but within that time, I'll include that part a little bit and about this particular event, both ways. Firstly, let me take up what it was yesterday. The topic was breaking the rules. One thing which I would like to say is just a little while ago, Madam Gori was mentioning about theater, and she said that you have to go through a proper structured learning, which is very important. And in theater, many people, they say it's a talent, it comes from within and all that kind of things. Uh, well, it is even more in photography, Madam Gauri. Let me share with you that uh, from my childhood days when I started getting into photography, uh, people had that notion, and it still persists, that is photography a subject that needs to be learned? Even academicians, when I have spoken to them to introduce photography courses at university level, they also have the same notion that photography mein seekhna kya hai. But let me tell you, photography is a process of image making, which is totally based on science, and there are a lot of intricacies. And I have been practicing photography from starting from 1971, and I'm still learning. I have served the government for 40 years and I'm retired for the last 4 years, but I'm still learning. And I insist on teaching. I have been a teacher since long. I'm teaching at various universities, institutes, and I have my own photography institute. And let me tell you that without a proper learning, taking it casually, and with mobile cameras, things have been even worse today. Everybody has a mobile in their hand, and so they're clicking pictures and they start thinking that they have done a great job. Yesterday, I already mentioned that when you take a picture with a mobile, the picture that you see is not what you have shot. The camera inside has a software which edits what you have captured and then gives it to you. So, what you have got is not what you have shot. So you have got to know it. And do you have a desire of what do I want to shoot? Did you achieve that? So to understand all these things, you have to learn photography thoroughly. And if there's anybody seriously interested, get in touch with me. I am there to guide you and give you all the help that you need. And so for the breaking the rules of composition is concerned, let me tell you, there's composition in everything. There is composition everywhere. You have constructed a new house or you have purchased a new flat. Now your belongings have been brought in. Now you arrange it. The sofa should be here. The bookcase should be here. This painting should hang up on this wall. You are distributing your things within a specified space. That is composition. A sentence is a composition of several words. I'll give a simple 3-word sentence. My pocket watch. In the good old days, my grandfather, he was using a pocket watch. I don't know if you people know what is a pocket watch. It used to be a round watch with a chain, and it used to be kept in the pocket and the chain clipped in the buttonhole. So this is a sentence of 3 words, my pocket watch. If I alter these words, watch my pocket, my watch pocket, every sentence with the same 3 words have different meanings. In a photograph, you have a space. Where do you place which element is composition? And the meaning of the picture depends on where you place it. Now you'll say it was like that. If you change your shooting position, you'll see the placement changes. So you have to get into all those things, and I would prefer for the beginners in their formative years not to speak about breaking the rules. First, follow the rules, understand the rules and why those rules are made. It is not that some person dreamt at night and in the morning he has written down some rules and they are the rules of composition. Extensive studies have been made on human psychology, human likings and dislikings, the biology of vision, how do we see things, how, the interpretation, the visual perception, and on the basis of that, learned people have laid down that this is what human beings like, this is what human beings dislike, and accordingly the rules of composition has been declared, has been mentioned. every rule has a background. Understand that concept. Wherever we want to show something which is opposite to the particular concept, that is where we break the rules. Otherwise not. Just for the sake, there was a notion that started in late 1970s in Germany that uh, we don't do anything what our ancestors have done. So before doing anything, they would check up whether their ancestors have done. And most of the cases, they found, yes, they have done it. So they started doing some horrible things, shave half the head and move around, paint half the face with a particular color and move around. These are the things their ancestors have not done. So don't try to be different in this pattern. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any relevance. So we have to think, yes, our ancestors have done, doesn't matter, but we would try to do it even better. And today we have more sophisticated equipment and facilities, we can do better. So this is about the composition part. And as I said, I have visited your institute earlier also. If you want to have a long session on composition or any other aspect of photography, I'll be happy to be there. And now this image manipulation. Well, I am very, very strong to say that not to use the word manipulation. I'll just quote from the Oxford Dictionary. What does manipulation mean as referred to by the Oxford Dictionary? Handle, treat, or use, specially skillfully, manage a person or a situation to one's own advantage, specially unfairly or unscrupulously. So that means there's a negative sense in it. Something that should not be done is manipulation. So why not we call this creative expression instead of photo manipulation? You say photographic creative expression. And in these contests, before you declare the contest, I am prepared to help you. There has to be certain rules, what to be followed and what not to be followed. Like somebody sends pictures shot with a mobile, which has a lot of artifacts, graininess, and so many things. Another person shoots with SLR camera, which is much better. Now, how do you compete with a low quality and a high quality image? So there has to be a standard. All pictures should be in a particular pixel size. All pictures should be in a particular image format. And all these things have to be laid down in the rules when you're announcing the competition. Another thing which I would like to highlight here, while I was going through the entries, I found that there are very intelligent people who think that they are so intelligent and their teachers are elderly people, they are outdated, they don't know the modern technology, so you can fool them. Please don't think that way. I found an entry where it said that it was shot with Nikon so-and-so camera, and when I get into the metadata of the image, I find that it was shot with a mobile. Now, whom are you fooling? If you're trying to fool people, actually you're fooling yourself. Keep that in mind. Actually, you are fooling yourself. So don't try doing these kind of things. And in case of these images, even in the photo manipulation section that you had, the composition also matters a lot. And particularly, there was a photograph with a boy whose face was partly cut out and there were some flowers coming out. The lower part of the body was very, very distracting, which was not necessary in that picture at all. It could be cropped from the lower part to make it look better. So such kind of things have to be taken care of. The composition also matters over there. And one point to conclude, I would like to say, Look at your pictures and try to find out what are the distractions in the picture. How could you eliminate those distractions in future? Go there and shoot again without those distractions. To check out, do another, try another experiment. Turn the photograph upside down and look at it. Close your eyes for a while and suddenly open your eyes and see where your eye goes and hits on the picture. Wherever it hits, is that the center of interest of the picture? If not, it is not a correct composition. You have to do a lot of controls to make the center of interest the most attractive part in the frame so that the viewer gets attracted to it.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. This was really insightful, and we are really glad to have you here with us. And yeah, moving on with the event, we have something to present you, and as a token of appreciation, can we have Mr. Tirthadas sir certificate on the screen, and also Mr. Abhishek sir.
Well, just a moment. I can see Albert raising his hand. He has a question, it seems.
Okay, yes, sir. Okay, Albert.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sir, I
Yes.
was asking that which options for the camera would be best for the beginners who want to learn photography as a career?
Well, first of all, before I answer your question, you have made me feel nostalgic because I belong to the same Irish Christian missionary schools. I was not in St. Columbus, but I have studied in St. Edmunds in Shillong and St. Mary's in Calcutta. And you were mentioning about Brother Pinto. Brother Pinto was my teacher also. So now, which camera is best? The worst camera is the best. Nothing is best. The best is a very relative point. Every equipment has its own limitations and its own scope. Within your budget, whatever you can, use it. Before you start using it, read the manual, understand the equipment, learn photography. Today's cameras, you won't be able to understand reading the manual because it's a big manual, and without learning photography, you won't be able to understand the manual at all. So you need to learn photography, and a cheaper camera can produce wonderful images. It is not that you need to have something very expensive. And there is nothing called best. The word best is relative. What word should be used instead of best is the word appropriate. Now,
Okay, sir.
According to your pocket, you have to see what is most appropriate for you. Preferably use any DSLR camera. Preferably go for a DSLR camera. Anything below that does not give you all the basic features that would be necessary to do photography seriously. So it's not that you must have a very expensive camera or a very expensive brand or something like that. You can I can show you the exhibition quality pictures from the simplest form of cameras produced by our ancestors. So understanding light, understanding composition, understanding the technicalities of photography and handling things properly can produce wonderful pictures even with the cheap cameras.
Exactly, sir. I think
Thank you, sir.
Albert is like now pretty much clear about what he asked. And yeah, can we please have the certificates on the screen, please? The Tech Master.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I just want to ask one question to Tirtha sir.
Yes,
So
please.
how much important do you feel it is good to learn from a mentor? Because when we grew up, we had Raghu Rai, sometimes these were mentors. So we had the juniors, apprentices. Is it a good way to learn? Like say Albert could have a mentor.
I'll put it in a slightly different way. It is first necessary to undergo a structured course, and after reaching a certain level, then work with a mentor. Why I'm saying so, please excuse me for saying this. Many of the people who are very known and popular names in photography in our country, they themselves have very shallow knowledge of photography. They have become photographers through practice, and being a popular photographer or being a celebrity photographer does not make him a knowledgeable photographer. So to learn, you need to go to a person who's knowledgeable, who teaches you all the technicalities of photography, and also parallelly, along with the scientific aspects of the process, the aesthetics and visual perception and the composition part. And after you have understood all those things, then work with a mentor to see how he works. And there you may find that maybe he is doing certain things wrongly because maybe he is not having that technical knowledge. So you can now imbibe his goods with your knowledge and then build up. That is a better way. That is a better way.
Thank
you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
you. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, well, what is life without love? And what is love without hurt? And what is hurt without healing? And what is healing without music? Right? So this is very aptly said that the music heals the soul. So stay connected with us to welcome the third event for this evening. That is singing for melody. Right? So yeah.
Before moving on, let me tell you that this event has been further divided into two sub-events. There are vocal and instrumental category of singing, and it would be judged by one of the most renowned singer, Mr. Abhiman Roy.
Yes, and he is a man, hailing from the town of Daspara. Music came to him as a bliss of inheritance as early as the age of 3, and even before that he had started his academics beginning. So his ability in singing made him a part and a success in most popular TV shows like ZTV, Saregamapa. So Mr. Roy, we are delighted to have you in Esperanza 2.0, and you are heartily welcome. So let's proceed with the nominations, please. Can we have the vocal category of this singing event, please?
आंखें मेरी हर जगह ढूंढे तुझे बेवजह ये मैं
सुन सुन भावरा सुन सुन भावरा
मुझे भी तेरे दिल में कहीं मेरा नाम मुझे भी आधी रात में तुम भी.
Okay, I'm astonished by these melodious voices. I mean, just wow, isn't it, Supriya? Hello, Supriya, are you there with me?
Yes, Akriti, I'm there. I'm just still lost in those beautiful voices.
Okay, I see, not your fault. I'm sure that we all are. However, the show must go on. I would request Mr. Abhiman Roy to announce the winner of the vocal category. Can we have the winner certificate on the screen, please?
Yeah, good evening. Actually, सभी ने इतना टैलेंट है, जितने भी पार्टिसिपेंट्स थे, it's very hard to choose anyone. तो मुझे लगता है कि थोड़ा ज्यादा थोड़ा कम डिफरेंसेस बहुत ही कम है इन लोगों में. तो भी आदित्य थापा आई थिंक is the winner.
Okay. Can we have
It's
the...
Aditya.
Okay. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Aditya. And now,
congratulations. And now, adding tunes into the show, can we please have the nomination for the instrumental category of singing?
I think, Supriya, the instrumental category and the vocal category seems the same.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, all
yeah.
right. My
Okay.
bad. Okay.
It's okay. Okay.
Oh, you can go on. Yes.
Okay. So now the beat made me dance without the fear, Ado. I would like to request Mr. Abhiman to announce the winner. Okay, sorry, we have already done that. So well. Okay, we have someone raising hand again. Yeah.
Ma'am, actually, I had also submitted my video for singing.
Okay, yeah, the best three was nominated actually, Albert.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next we have the art category. Art is something that we all are surrounded by and all the time. Without further ado, I would like to call upon Mr.
Hello. Sorry for interrupting, but yes, there was some technical error from the end. I'd like to share this screen for Mr. Abhiman Roy for his valuable words, and I'd like to share this certificate for Mr. Abhiman Roy with everyone for his valuable contribution.
Okay, thank you so much.
Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for being a part of this event and taking out your time for us and judging this wonderful event of singing with your valuable words.
So the next event that we have is art. Art is something that we all are surrounded by all the time. Without further ado, I would like to call upon Mr. Devojito Dhara, a great artist who has excelled in the field of art, to speak a few words and give us the insight on the topic as a form of expression. Hello, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome
Thank you,
to
ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me. Yeah, I am Devojit Dhara, and I belong from Kolkata. And I completed my BFA under Indira Kala Sangeet Vishwavidyalaya, Khairatgarh University, and then I completed my MFA in Rabindra Bharati University. So actually, art for me is a language to express myself. Okay. So in those days, I am practicing in my home because we all are stuck in our one four wall. So I am practicing in my home. Basically, I am a graphics printmaker. Without studio, I am not working. But okay, now I am working with my pens and pencil. I am just playing with my pens and pencil. And when I receive your mail, I check all these works. There is a few work is very nice and it is appropriate with the topic. And so I just, there is many works. I think I received 26 or 25 works, I think. And there is a 3, 1, first, second, third position. And one work is in my eyes. I just, it is a pencil shading work. I can't remember the name. But it is, I think, two old couples are dancing, and this is a pencil work, pencil shading work, and it is a nice to create the topic and the expressions. So I don't have the list and can't remember the names. So if you don't mind, can you please tell me the names of winners?
Ritik would request you to do the honors of sharing the certificate and
before
declaring
that,
the first. Yeah.
I would kindly I would show the nominations first, and then.
Okay. Okay.
That was really wonderful. So I request Mr. Debojit Dhara to announce the winner.
Yeah, I think it is a digital submission, and then the one I think I want sketch submission. Yeah, Ahana Vijay. Congratulations, Ahana.
Congratulations.
I'll just share the sketches.
Okay, so that was wonderful. So can you please declare the winner for the sketches?
Amrita Chakraborty is getting first position. Congratulations, Amrita.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. And also, sir, we are really glad having you with us here. And thank you for your precious time. As a token of appreciation, we present you the certificate. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for being with us. And with that, we'd like to request you to kindly share some of your valuable views and suggestions if you have anything for our participants and audience.
Yeah, thank you very much, first of all. And I just try to tell you that those students are going to the art field, and if you that your mind is set up already, you are going to the art field. So the first thing is very necessary to practice it more and more. And the study is very important, because when we go to the art colleges, we think that the first point we think that now I am going to the art college and I am just practice my art, just play with my pencils and eraser. No, it is not. It is not. It is a totally wrong thing, because if you think that the artist means it's only play with pencils and erasers and colors and canvases, so it is totally wrong thing, because we have lot of books. We have also study also, because without study you can't understand the upcoming journey and the history of art, the history of world art, the history of your Indian art. It is also very important for us. So I just suggest you, when you make a picture, when you symbolize something, please go to the internet and search it about this. When we use any kind of object, when you use a piece of object, well, there is a many symbolization meaning. So I think it is very important for us by going to the internet, because nowadays we have an internet connection, we have a lot of books. So please jao or search karo, then you can, many options you have in your hands. So there is a 3 picture I just मैंने choose किया था in the सब लिस्टों में से, जितना आप लोगों ने भेजा था 26 paintings. But I think और भी अच्छा काम होना चाहिए, and I hope students और भी अच्छे काम करेंगे in futures. It is my hope. And next time I hope कि मुझे बहुत और अच्छा काम देखने को लिए मिलेगा. So thank you for each and everything.
Thank you
so
for
much.
sparing
Thank
your
you, sir.
valuable time, Mr. Dibjyoti. Debojyoti, it was really an honor to have you here. Thank you for judging the category. It
Yeah,
is it
thank you
is
very much.
really honor to have you here and very
Thank you.
insightful insights. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, for the next event, which is fashion, we have Miss Lydia Walters, winner of Amazon Prime Skull and Roses, judging the event. We welcome you, Miss Lydia, to Esperanza 2.0. We would love to hear a few words about fashion from you.
I would suggest the Tickmaster to continue with the nominations till then, by the time Lydia is getting her camera set.
Sure. Wow, that was something really beautiful. And I'm going to try all these poses after this evening for sure.
Yes, Akriti,
Okay.
absolutely, you should. But let's finish with the event first. So without a further ado, I'd request Miss Lydia to announce the winner for Fashion Pose the Best.
For fashion pose the best, I think, sorry, just give me a minute. I forgot who I had selected.
Okay, we would request the tech master to do the honor.
Sorry?
We would request the tech master to do the honor.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, congratulations, Tanya. Tanuja, okay. Okay. Hi, ma'am. Are you there with us? Hello?
Hi, you're talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay, would you like to speak a few words for, on fashion?
I think fashion is something that, boosts someone's confidence. It's like, it's a part of you. It's like a signature of you. So when you dress up, say you're going for an interview, or say, even if it's just to go out for dinner or something, it represents you. It shows who you are as a person, as a woman, as a man. And it's just something that boosts your confidence, and it just shows how powerful you can be as well. This is what I feel fashion is.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Like, we're really glad to have you here, and thank you so much for, spending time and hours with us. So I think Stephanie,
Akriti, I would want to, just jump in. Lydia is somebody who I have seen growing along with us. So I know her as a person, and I know how inspiring she is. So Lydia, like, I really want you to share with the students and all the participants that we have that how your journey has been from your childhood till date. How did you make yourself who you are, the Lydia Walter? How did you make yourself? And I would want you to inspire them with your life journey, because many of them feel that life is tough, life is not the way it is supposed to be, and in the situation that we are living right now has got them more disappointed. So I would want you to share your magical, inspiring, motivational story. That's
So
my request.
okay, so I'll try to keep it a bit short though, because it's very long otherwise. So I think what got me through was always having a positive mindset. Until today, I keep working on myself. I keep learning new things, because life is all about learning new things and growing. So even till today, I study and I learn about the mindset. I think, having a very powerful morning routine is something that helps you stay focused, especially for someone who is independent and someone who's bringing themselves up. Because there are many things in this world that young people can get influenced by, and they can lose track with certain things in their life. So I think what I did was I always had a positive mindset, even though I didn't have a family to support me in that, or to push me forward. I always believed in myself, and I always knew that I was built for something more. I wasn't meant to just settle down in life. I always felt that I had something bigger for me waiting, and I didn't give up. I met many obstacles in my life, but I didn't stop there. I managed to jump across the hurdles and get through them, and fight them as well, face them. I think one advice I would like to give everyone is never ever run away from your problems. I think facing them is the best thing that you can do. And in fact, when you face them, it will actually change your life, and it'll take you to something even better from there.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Now, I think we have the nomination for the best fashion video, right, Akriti?
Yes, it is. Yes. So can we have the nominations on the screen, please? Okay, that was wonderful. So I request Lydia ma'am to please declare the winner for fashion video.
I think it was Swastika.
Okay, can we have the certificate on the screen, please? Yes, thank you. Congratulations. Okay, so now we have question and answer session with Miss Lydia Walters. So anyone who would like to ask Miss Lydia anything can, go for a live question and answer round. You can turn on your video camera and then you can ask. Anyone here? Or you can drop your questions on the chat box as well.
Yes, commenting from the live, connecting you to the Facebook live. There's a question. Hi, Lydia, ma'am. Greetings of the evening. We would like to know about your journey of Amazon Skulls and Roses.
It was an amazing journey. I think it was a good experience as well. It was lovely working with Raghu and Rajiv as well. And yeah, I think it was a life-changing journey for me, no doubt.
Okay. There's another question in the live comments that says, ma'am, what are your plans on fashion when there is so much boom in this new generation and what's the, sorry, I'm not, yes, new generation and the trending fashion look? I'm pretty not understanding this question. I'll just move on to the other question. Hello.
Yes, you're audible.
So I think Lydia
Yeah,
ma'am
please
is not.
proceed to the next question.
Ma'am, what are your views on sustainable fashion? As we are seeing that sustainable fashion is quite on the is quite yes, as sustainable fashion is quite on the market right now.
Sorry, I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
ma'am, there's
think
a
that
question on sustainable fashion, and the audience wants to know your view on sustainable fashion.
On sorry?
Sustainable fashion.
Um, I'm not really sure about this.
All right, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. I think we're done with the live questions. Thank you so much for giving your precious time, and we wish you all the very best for your future endeavors. And as a token of appreciation, we would like to offer you the certificate.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for being a part with us and for the valuable words and judging the fashion and beauty section of Esperanza 2.0.
Lydia, I just want to just ask one last thing. Like,
Right.
what would you suggest to these young fashion enthusiasts who would want to become models and get into reality shows? How can they make their path through? Can you just give them a pathway?
I think I would say the most important thing here is to build the right connections. Also, you should be hardworking. You should be consistent. Consistency is actually key in this area. And, if once you fail at something that you do, don't stop there and don't give up and be like, oh my God, there's too much competition. I'm not able to, get through this. I think I should change my direction and look at something else. Don't give up, I would say. Build connections, build contacts. Everyone is a good friend here. So, but you also have to be careful. But at the same time, I'm sure you all know how to go about things. But I would say dedication, consistency, and hard work is key here. So.
Dedication, consistency, and hard work.
Yes.
Please note them because that's how you make it. Thank you, Lydia, for sparing your valuable time. And I know how busy you are, and still you have, managed to spare us some time. Your valuable, meaningful time means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me here, guys. Take care. Have a great day ahead.
Well, now with this, we have come to the last but not the least part of the event. Stay still connected because our VP of Inspiria TV, Ritik Das, would like to address something short to you. Can we have Ritik on the screen, please?
Hi, thank you so much, Supriya, for asking me to speak a few words. But yeah, I had already introduced myself yesterday to everyone present out here. But yes, as we are to the end of the event, Esperanza 2.0, I'd like to thank each and everyone who has been a part of this event. And yes, somewhere we have all contributed in bringing about Esperanza in the life of all. That is the need of the hour. And I think, yes, as our VP Rashmi mentioned it in the start as well, that yes, hope is something that will never end and that will remain to continue in the life of all. And that is what we all should strive for, definitely, because that is something we should all do. And giving hope and spreading hope comes for free. And we need not spend any penny for that. And yes, therefore, we should always try that we spread happiness and hope amongst all, because that is what we are for, right? The world is for one and all, and we should all connect together so that each and every person staying out here stay unified, united, and with a better living, because we are fortunate ones to have such a lifestyle, but there are many who are not that fortunate enough to live a life like us. So we should feel blessed to have been gifted by the God whatever we are receiving, and we should treat it in a well-defined manner, but also at the same time should extend our hands to each and every person possible in any way, man, in any manner, because yes, that is what we are for, right? We are not humans just for the word's sake, but we should be and act like humans too for a much and more better humanitarian tomorrow. So with that, I would like to thank each and everyone, the participants, audience, judges, speakers, the influencers who had connected with us during the live sessions, and a special thanks to Mr. Atul Gupta, our managing trustee, Mr. Rahul Gupta, and Mr. Indrajit Chatterjee, without whom and the support of whom Esperanza 2.0 would have not been possible. And with that, I would like to end my speech, and over to you. Thank you, Sophia.
Thank you so much, Shritik. We all are so glad to be a part of this grand event, uniting India for a noble cause, evoking hope and unleashing talent. Now, I hereby call upon Ms. Steffi Prasad, the president of Inspiria TV. Her beliefs are very noble, and one that I resonate the most with is you become great when you want to become great. Ma'am, we're all yours now.
Okay, I see a lot of changes and alteration in the words, but yet, as long as you can make it meaningful and worth, please apply it. Thank you so much, Supriya, for giving me this platform to speak here. What do I say about Esperanza? What do I say about Inspiria TV? It is something that is very close to my heart because it's a platform which is not led by industry experts but led by students of Inspiria Knowledge Campus. And Esperanza is Esperanza and hope is only because we have students who are filled with hope and ready to go to any extent to spread hope, which is a commendable thing. And I would really appreciate the students for doing so. And the mastermind behind this initiative was none other than the VP Inspiria TV, who actually spoke to you just before me. That was Ritik Das. The whole initiative is based on cause, is based with an intention to just spread hope in this tough time. The idea behind Esperanza came up when we were in the midst of coronavirus pandemic, COVID influence last year, when everything was very new to us. People were talking about new normal. People were talking about adapting. People are talking about maintaining social distancing, which we human have never actually experienced. The generation which we live in, we has never experienced, but we managed it. And today we are having Esperanza 2.0 with the help of the students once again, where they're spreading hope. And to be very honest, this initiative wouldn't have been possible if these students did not give in their days, nights, and 100%. I can't say that because it's 500% effort that they have put, and they have not missed on their classes, they have not missed on their assignments, they have not compromised on the academics. Alongside, they have taken up this initiative, and it has reached a mark where the entire fund that has been raised would be going to a NGO for supporting the life of children or students who are deprived of their privileges and their right to education. So I can proudly say that students have united India and the students of India to accomplish this noble task. I'm really proud to have such students. Thank you so much to all the participants, all the schools, all the colleges, our institution Inspiria Knowledge Campus for the entire support, and the eminent speakers and the industry experts who came and gave us their valuable time for this cause without thinking of the valuable time that they are losing on to their professional life, and they supported this cause. It really means to us a lot. The learning, the insightful things that we heard from the experts, I'm sure students have learned and gained a lot from this. Thank you so much, Supriya. Thank you so much, Akriti. Thank you, everybody who has joined us here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And the most importantly, thank you so much for believing in us. So with this, we would like to take a leave, promising to be back again with a bang. So thank you very much, everyone who have joined us, all judges, respected judges, and the audience who have joined us live in Facebook. And I hope you had a great evening with us. And I hopefully, you know, will be coming with the next event, that is Esperanza 3.0. And remember, where there is hope, there is discovery.
As we say this, the countdown begins for Esperanza 3.0. We know that hope will never end and is never supposed to end. And with that, as we very individual should focus and strive to bring about Esperanza in the life of all. Amidst the gray sunshine wrapping us, let us all unite together for a better tomorrow and stand by each other, holding hands and supporting all. With that, we declare Esperanza 2.0 closed. We will be eagerly waiting for your presence and participation in the upcoming years as well. Thank you.
Spread hope with talent, true student-led immediate face. Esperanza 2.0.